So welcome back, Focus fams. Dominic Lewis here, and today we're in beautiful Brooklyn Botanical Garden and we're taking a look at the brand new flagship Xperia phone, the Xperia 1. But before we start this video, I just want to let you guys know that FocusCamera.com, we do carry thousands of items with free 2-day shipping. And if you're in the Brooklyn area, please stop by our showroom at 895 McDonald Avenue. So this phone is running the new Android 9.0 operating system with a Snapdragon 855 octa-core processor and 6 GB of RAM, which is really good for watching videos and also playing video games on this phone. It features the first 21:9 4K OLED display and pro-level color accuracy using a new creator mode. To match this incredible resolution, Sony outfitted the Xperia 1 with Dolby Atmos, giving you multi-dimensional sound to enhance your video and music experience. The Xperia 1 has a quad lens design with 3 different 12 megapixel lenses on the back and 1 8 megapixel lens on the front. This phone brings Sony's Alpha technology to a smartphone with the first ever Bions X camera processor for mobile. It has raw noise reduction for excellent low light performance and precision focusing for striking portraits. It's the world's first IAF in a smartphone and shoots up to 10 frames per second in burst. Sony shows that they're serious about photography by adding a dedicated shutter button on the side of the phone. The camera can be accessed quickly by simply tapping the camera button. So one of the cool features that I really love about the Xperia 1 that also makes it really exceptional for photography is that inside the camera app, you have different modes that you can set your camera into that makes it a little better for the type of photography that you're doing. In here I have a portrait selfie mode, which is great for, of course, selfies. It kind of automatically blurs the background out. I have control over how much blur I get from the background. And also I can add different effects, like I can soften my skin, I can brighten my skin, I can enlarge my eyes, and also make my face more slender. It's kind of good because I don't need an app anymore for this. So let me get my perfect selfie for the gram. Okay, perfect. As well, if you're not a big fan of the selfie mode, if you're more of a nature guy, one thing that will also be really cool is that if you just go into the regular mode of the camera, there's a little 1 down X1 at the bottom. So if you tap that, it zooms a lens in, so it activates the second lens, which is a 52mm lens. And if I tap it again, it goes into the wide lens, which makes it kind of a little distorted look that gives you a perspective of the entire environment, which is really good for wide angle shots, especially if you're a very big into nature or you're taking a selfie with a group of people. This is a really good thing. As well, in here you have a setting in here that goes into full manual control. It's not really full manual because you don't have control over the aperture. I just have shutter speed control, ISO control, focus control, so I can set it to autofocus and manual focus. Also, there's an exposure compensation and white balance, and that's pretty much all I have. Makes it simple, but also gives me control. Like I said, this is the first phone that has eye autofocusing built into the camera, so it's a really cool thing that attracts the eye. It's the exact same thing that you see in the Sony A9, the A7R III, and the A7 III. So Sony put in the same phone, the Bion X processor, which makes this phone basically the exact same thing as their Sony Alpha cameras, which is so cool because if you're already used to shooting Sony, this camera would be a breeze and it makes it really easy to shoot. I probably would use a manual focus a lot because I just like to have full control of my camera being a photographer. And also I really like that just while I'm in basic auto mode, I can still go in here and control my, basically my depth of field or aperture in here, which in here is just like blur. It just doesn't show you an actual value. I can change the blur. I can change the exposure up and down and also the tint, so I can make the image either cooler or warmer right in the camera. So it gives me a little more control than I have from like my basic phone that just allows me to snap photos, which I really like because I definitely would play around with this because definitely being someone who understands cameras, you want to have more control of your image as much as possible. Cool about the Xperia 1 is the new Cinema Pro app. So right built into the phone, you have this cinema app that kind of resonates what you see in a lot of the cinema cameras. It's really cool because in here you can change a lot of the features in here. I can change it from 4K to 2K video. Of course, ideally, I'm going to choose 4K. It shoots 23.98 frames per second, also 29.97 frames per second. I'm going to go with 23.98 for more of a cinematic look. And also, you have something in here that changes the look and feel. They have the more popular Venice preset in here, and they also have a couple other presets that will look very good for shooting video. But what makes this very unique is that it has 3 lens technology built into the camera. So in the back of the camera, you have 3 different lenses. You have a 16mm, you have a 26mm, and you have a 52mm lens. So in here, you can change the lens to get that look that you want, to get the exact shot that you're hoping for before you start shooting. And also, there's also a stabilizer built into the camera, so you can turn that on and off before you start recording. As well as that, you also have full control of the ISO, which ranges from 64 all the way to 800. It changes depending on what lens you have. You have a white balance selection, so you can change the white balance from off of auto to tungsten, fluorescent, daylight, or cloudy. Gives you a little more control over what you're shooting. As well as you can change the shutter speed in here, which is very cool. It's very useful for getting the exact look and speed that you're looking for a video. And last but not least, you can change the focus, set it from autofocus down to manual, so you can manually focus your videos to get that exact fine-tuning focus that you need. Once you get your settings exactly what you want, you can choose to turn off the frame lines, turn them on, choose the aspect ratio you want. You can grab stills while you're in the same screen as well. But once you start recording, it kind of locks in your frame rate and your recording settings, so you can't change the look, you can't change the resolution and the frame rate. You're kind of locked into that once you start recording. But at the bottom here, it saves all of your files in sequential order. You can see the last 6 frames here at the bottom of the screen, and also you can access the all files and pull up all the files from there, and also access the other videos or clips that you have recorded previously. The Sony Xperia 1 brings Sony's proven TV, audio, video games, camera, and cinematography technologies together into a beautiful, sleek smartphone powerhouse. For a limited time, Sony's offering $350 off of the WH-1000 XM3 noise-canceling headphones when you buy the new Sony Xperia 1. So don't miss out. And if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for future videos.